The views expressed by the host on this program documented to be almost always right 99.7% of the time. It's the award-winning, thrill-packed, ever exciting, increasingly popular, growing by leaps and bounds still, Rush Limbaugh program on the EIB network. Telephone number is 800-282-2882 and the email address lrushmo at EIBnet.com. So I got some emails during the break questioning my take on what's wrong with McDonald's. And, you know, there's one thing I understand, and I wish there were a way to change this. But I think many of you people will agree with me that there are a lot of institutions, companies, businesses, individuals who really, really do not understand the militant left. And even if you explain it to them, they think it's crazy. They think you're crazy for believing it. They think it isn't possible. Militant vegetarians? Come on, is their reaction. They can't possibly conceive of what is really actually happening to them. They can't, in McDonald's case, for example, I would wager you, they can't just come to grips, get their arms around whatever cliche you want to use, the fact that there are actually people who want to shut them down, other than their competitors. And so, when presented with this reality, when presented with the possibility, hey, you realize that maybe the people hammering you to get rid of beef tallow on your French fries and to get rid of French fries replaced with apple slices for 8-year-olds, you maybe think that there are people who are not trying to help you, that they're not going to ever come in here and buy one of your Happy Meals anyway, that their real purpose is to get you to undermine yourself. It's a serious problem. People do not understand the militant left. There is a militant left and there's a docile left, but even the docile left can get militant. Occupy Wall Street, militant. But the idea that there would be militant vegetarians doesn't compute. Vegetarians, what's their image? Rail thin, waif-like, obsessed with themselves, health freaks. They may be oddballs, but the idea that they would mobilize and try to bully other people, the idea that there are any group of people that believe in something so strongly that if you don't do it as well, they want to eliminate you. That's just something that I don't think enough people in our culture, particularly American businesses, understand about the militant left. Therefore, when you present them with the truth of how the militant left operates, in this case, and I don't have any proof in this instance, but because I know it happens and has happened for 27 years on this program, I can guarantee you that the people bitching McDonald's and sending them complaints and filing protests and all this are trying to make themselves look like they're actual McDonald's customers, and they're not. They're just a bunch of anti-capitalist militants who have figured out Twitter algorithms and any number of other procedures to make themselves look like they are hundreds of thousands and maybe millions when they are 10 to 20 people. And they're taking advantage of the fact that businesses can't take the chance of getting this many complaints. Well, we got to respond to it. And responding to the complaint, they're not even really getting any complaints. They're not getting any legitimate complaints. The complaints they need to be worried about are the people stopping shopping there because the food doesn't taste as good anymore. That's the real complaint. They ignored that and instead pay attention to the militants because they don't understand who they are. And it's not just McDonald's. I don't mean to be harping on McDonald's. You know, I love McDonald's. Way back in the early day, this has been going on a long time. You remember we sent Snerdley, one of your cousins, Mario. We sent Mario to a McDonald's on 7th Avenue to buy $1,500 worth of Big Macs, one lunch hour. Remember that? When the leftists were attacking McDonald's back then, we stood up for them. And Mario Snerdley came back with $1,500 worth of Big Macs and quarter pounders to our studio and passed it out. And he called us from the McDonald's and put the manager on the store on the phone. So we have a long history of standing up for American business, and particularly McDonald's. I'm the one really trying to help them here. Why in the world would you eliminate the ingredient that makes your French fries the best in the world? Why would you do that? Well, because you're trying to appease supposed health freaks who want you to believe that you're killing people with your freaking French fries. And all you do is take that exclusive ingredient out and makes your French fries, which once used to be a signature item, no different than anybody else's. And you expect to be rewarded by customers. Oh, let's go to McDonald's. It's healthy now. Except that doesn't happen. You lose your existing customer. It just sounds familiar in terms of the Republican Party. It should. McDonald's and these other businesses do not know what expanding their customer base could happen if they would fight back against these people. But it's so difficult. Trust me on this. It's difficult to persuade people just who their enemies really are. It's hard for people to conceive that there are vegetarians that are militant, that are their enemy, trying to put us out of business. And you tell them that, and if you don't have any supporting document, all you've got is the left. I know who these people are. I've been targeted by them. I know exactly how they work. I know what they're doing. I know why they don't like you. Have you not been paying attention? They think cows are the biggest problem of global warming. Beef, have you not known they're coming for you? They've been coming for you for 20 years. Did you not see what happened to Burger King? Burger King demanded Burger King sell veggie burgers. In Berkeley, of course, because in Berkeley, where they're politically correct, they're not going to eat beef at all. Well, okay, so Burger King put veggie burgers on the menu. You know what? Burger King ended up closing. They lost their customer base, and the militant vegans didn't go in and shop because that's not what they're about. I'm telling you, folks, from a personal and professional standpoint, it gets real frustrating, and it has been for years, trying to persuade people that are not as politically educated and informed as we wish they were, to try to tell them who their enemies really are and what their enemies' tactics are and what their enemies' objectives, and they reject it because they personally can't conceive of it. It doesn't compute. And they think that accusations made in this nature say more about the accuser. Look, if I had a chance, this has not happened, but I'll just illustrate what I just said. Let's say that I was able to get a meeting with a generic executive at McDonald's, no CEO, no names, don't know anybody there. Let's say I had a meeting and told him exactly what I just told you. He would think I'm the one that's nuts. Not the people that are harassing him about the lack of healthy food on the menu. And he wouldn't understand why make all the changes, accommodate every complaint, get rid of French fries, get rid of beef tallow, put apple slices in the Happy Meal, yeah, and don't understand why they're not setting sales records. And then furthermore, don't understand why sales are plummeting. And sales are because the CEO just got blamed for it by being fired or let go.